Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another episode of It's About Everything. So in today's episode I'm going to show you how you can make a simple fan blade using minimum tools. So the material of choice that you are seeing in front of you in the screen is an electrical casing. Now these electrical casings are used for encasing electrical wires in your household wiring. So they are of two parts. One side you screw it onto the wall and then you do your wiring and everything, you put the wires inside, and then after that you snap on the other cover. So I'm going to use one side of this electrical casing and I'm going to cut a piece of it and then make the fan blade. Now the fan blade is going to be a single blade, not a single blade, actually it's a two blade, but it's on a single strip of plastic. So I'm going to cut a small piece out of it using my nipper and then make the fan blade out of it. So as you can see, if you don't have a nipper you can use a scissor as well, which is very easy. And if you don't have access to this electrical plastic casing, then you can use plastic from a bucket or a bottle, hard bottle, or anything else that is made out of plastic, from where you can cut out a rectangular shaped piece of plastic. So I just took out a small piece of that plastic from the casing. Now I'm going to use sandpaper to sand out the edges because they are a little bit sharp. After that I'm going to trim the edge that is not even. So the scissor that I'm using, it's dull, so I had to get a new scissor. So be careful while using scissors or anything else so that you don't cut yourself, because it's very risky. So now you can see I have roughly a shape of rectangle. This strip is roughly a shape of rectangle, about 12 centimeters long. Now I'm going to find out the center point from where I'm going to insert the motor shaft. So before making the hole for the motor shaft, I'm going to cut around the edges and make it as round as possible. So again, be careful, do not cut yourself. So you don't have to be perfect while making the edges round, just roughly round will be enough. Okay, so now I'm making some markings to find out the center point, and then I'm going to cut some notches. So I'm going to cut some V notches on the middle section. So that's why I'm marking all these lines with the marker. So using the same scissor, I'm going to cut these notches on the side. So I cut these notches because I'm going to give a slight pitch on the blade, and these notches are going to help for that. So I'm going to turn counterclockwise from both the sides with my left and right hand to give this pitch. So this pitch looks enough. When it's going to rotate on the motor, it's going to cut through the air and push the air forward. So higher pitch is going to reduce the speed of the motor, and lower pitch is going to the motor is going to run at its top RPM without heating up much. So there you go, it's done. Now I'm going to use my tweezer to make the center hole. Now be careful again, do not poke yourself with sharp objects, and tweezer is not the recommended tool to do that. And another thing that I want to tell you is that don't make the hole too big, because your motor shaft might be loose, and if it becomes loose, then you might need to use epoxy glue to fix it. But in my case it was roughly tight, not that much of loose on the shaft. So you can see the fan blade is completely ready. Now I'm going to test it using my 12 volt battery, my usual 12 volt battery. So just listen how it blows the air. So that's a pretty much high speed, and that's because I have given a minimum pitch on the blade. So as I've given a minimum pitch on the blade, the motor runs at its top RPM, and that's why it does not heats up. If you give much higher pitch, then much higher angles actually, then the motor will run at a slower speed and it will heat up. And the air being blown by this motor, this remains the same. Even if you give a higher pitch to the blade or a lower pitch, it doesn't matter. The motor speed just reduces or increases depending on the pitch, but the airflow, it remains the same. So this is how you make fan blade. Very simple technique using only a strip of plastic. So I hope now you can do it on your own. So thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this. If so, then hit the like button, subscribe this channel if you are new, and share it with your friends as well. So I'll see you later. Have a nice day.